Let's talk about that creepy painting. Well, good morning, my friends, and it truly is morning. I'm sitting here drinking my full mug of coffee. I hope you're doing well this morning. I know I am certainly doing well. I woke up this morning and got a really good laugh. I opened my computer and looked over at the comments that came in overnight, and there was only one. And it said, John, someone has to say it. You need to get rid of that creepy painting behind you of Jesus that looks more like Judas. I laughed out loud. First of all, let's talk about the painting that I painted. That's a beautiful painting. What are you talking about, creepy? The interesting thing about the concept of creepy, and the interesting thing about the concept of that looking like Judas. First of all, I have a memory of Judas. That looks nothing like Judas. And that does look like Jeshua. That looks like the man in my regression. Modern society has decided that Jesus, not Jeshua, that's Jeshua, that Jesus is this European-looking, smiling guy who's got love in his heart, and the choir sang when you saw him. And Jeshua was a man. Jeshua was a man, and he was a man who understood his divinity and taught us our divinity. This painting that I did is from that regression. It is a literal depiction of what I remember him looking like. It is not a desire to create a feeling. It is not a desire to appease what most people think of Jeshua. That painting is literally designed to be Jeshua, the man. And I'm going to get out of frame here a little bit so you can see it. It is what he looked like. And if you look closely down here, it says John Davis 00. My regression happened in October 1999. I painted that in 2000. That painting is done very soon after I did the regression, because my regression was done in October of 99, and that was painted in January. So that painting it was very fresh in my mind what he looked like when I painted it. And the funny thing is, and it's one of the things that I run into a lot, is people want to say that they like the Akiana painting better or whatever. None of the paintings that are out there right now come from regression. That's the only one that comes from a regression. That regression right there was so visceral, so real. And what I find interesting about the creepy comment was that's a judgment on someone's looks. That's a judgment on someone's looks. And it's interesting because what you're basically saying is that when someone doesn't look the way you like them to look, then they're a traitor or creepy or they're Judas, right? And it absolutely is a straight judgment of people by appearance alone. And it's interesting because by judging someone by appearance alone, you're literally negating the fact that there's beauty in all people. You're literally negating the fact that there is love in all people. And to say that's a creepy painting is your judgment on that painting. But it's also your judgment on people not looking the way you'd like them to look, or not representing what you want them to look like. And it's an interesting thing because it's something that we all should look at, is how we view other people. My son came in here and told me a joke that Wayne, I forget the guy's name. Oh, last name is Wayans. The comedian, last name Wayans, black guy. He was talking about telling a story about racist zombies, about how the zombies are there and they're two black guys walking down the street and the zombies come up and none of the zombies are attacking them. They're only attacking the white people. And then every time they go near the zombie shies away and he turns around and he sees a zombie in a car And he walks towards the car, and the guy rolls the window up, and the zombie rolls the window up, locks the door. He says, these zombies are racist, right? Right? He's judging people by the appearance, by the way they look. You can find beauty in all people. When I do my private sessions, the screen comes up, and oftentimes they're classically beautiful people, and oftentimes they're people who are real distressed, and they're just as beautiful. They're just as beautiful, and the beauty inside them shows through in every, what the concept of beauty is subjective. Physical beauty is subjective anyway. I mean, I know people I know men who are all about blonde women, and my preference is dark curly hair, right? So it's kind of that sort of thing, right? So to me, it's an interesting perspective. But if a woman came up to me who was not dark curly haired, and she was just a beautiful person, the dark curly hair goes away. The physical thing goes away because the person is what's beautiful. The person is what's beautiful. And I find it interesting that this person this morning was talking about this being creepy because she didn't like the painting, which is what it was. She doesn't like. Had I had a painting like Akiana's back there that was a European man that really looked like Bruce Marciano from the Biblical Bible series, video series, and I did a video on that. Look up judgment versus discernment. Is it judgment or discernment? That's a whole video on that painting. They want me to paint a painting. They want a painting behind me that looks like what they want it to look like, as opposed to what the real Jeshua looked like. And that's what the real Jeshua looked like. That man back there is what the real Jeshua looked like. He was dark complected, and he looks actually kind of, when I look at my monitor here, he actually looks lighter than he does on camera than he does when you see the painting for real. He's actually darker for real. But he was dark complected. He had curly hair, but sun bleached with a little bit of red in it. That's what the man looked like. And if you find it creepy, I don't take that as a judgment on my painting at all. I question your intent of judging it as creepy, because that's you deciding that there cannot be love, or that has to be creepy because you don't like its physical appearance. And that's something to look at. That's something to and by the way, this video is not to say I'm offended. I'm not. I found it. I laughed out loud because when I saw the comment, I was like, it's interesting that she not only made the comment that it's creepy looking, but it looked like Judas. That to me made me laugh, because does she remember what Judas looked like? I definitely do. And Judas had a receding hairline, and his hair was shorter, and looked nothing like that. He had a much bigger nose, yeah, it looked nothing like that. So the fact that she was saying Judas, in her mind, Judas was the villain. So she was making out this to be the villain. And I found it hysterically funny. But I think it's something that whoever said it needs to look at. Are they just judging on appearance? And if they are just judging on appearance, is that loving? Are you missing out on beautiful people because you're judging on appearance? I had one of the internet trolls the other day coming at me because I'm overweight. Did it bother me? No, it doesn't bother me. I look at him and I say, look at the fear he's in, that he has to call people out. Things have to be the way he'd like them to be. And so, to me, I look at it from the perspective of that's something that you need to look at. And I'm not moving my painting. So there you go. Ha. Have a great day. See ya. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching.
The John of New channel is solely funded by your generous donations and purchases of private readings and merchandise. To help out, go to johnofnew.com or use the donation link in the description below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.